Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Amanda from Silver Arrow Tarot, and today I wanted to actually just kind of have a fun chatty video. I'm going to talk about this new deck that I just got called the Archetypes Deck and Guidebook from the Wild Unknown. And I was just so blown away by this deck. I got it a couple days ago and have only used it just once or twice, but I was so incredibly just floored by the energy of this deck. It just kind of blew me away, and I was kind of excited to share about it with you guys. If you guys like tarot cards, if you're, a reader yourself, or you just dabble in it, I wanted to talk about this deck because I think it's kind of an essential for anyone who really likes to go deep. And so I'm gonna do like a little unboxing. Obviously it's not the first time I opened it up, but just show you, give you a little tour of this deck, and we'll talk about the energies that I'm picking up from it and pull a couple cards just to show you what it's like to read the energies from this deck. And yeah, it's been it's nice to talk to you guys, and it's been kind of a crazy morning. I had some workers show up at my house, couldn't find my cat, thought he escaped. So this is a nice chance to just relax and do something fun. We found him, he's okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull some cards. Well, actually, let's just open up the box and I'll show you around the deck. So it has this outer cover. It's kind of like a nesting, those Russian nesting dolls, how they just keep going. So you have this outer sleeve that protects the box, and then we have the box itself, and it's very well made, very sturdy. And when you open it up, it says reject none, accept all, which is really cool. I really love that. And then we have just a really significant guidebook talking about all of the cards. Really lovely. I love it when you can actually read. Some of the guidebooks you get with these things are so tiny. The lettering's so tiny. So like I said, it's like a Russian nesting doll here. I got the box, and then we have a box inside of a box, and it's beautiful. These are very unique because they're round, and it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. We'll talk about that. So these round cards with this beautiful inside, the pearl inside, and then so you have these round cards, and it's like a gem on the back, and these beautiful illustrations. I think, I don't remember now, but I think there's like something like 100 and some cards in the deck. There's quite a lot of cards, guys. So yeah, I'll have to double check for that. But I wanted to show how I've been coping with shuffling these, because this is so thick, and they're round, so that also adds to a little bit of the difficulty with shuffling. So I have been this is how I've been doing it. I've been taking just a slice of the deck, small slice of the deck, and taking the cards, splitting them, and going like this, so that it's easier than trying to do a big chunk of them, because they don't really blend. So I do that and I shuffle like this. And so that brings me into what I wanted to talk about. So when I first just played with these cards, it was obvious to me that they are super responsive to the energies. I didn't even have to set my intentions very deeply or sit with it very much, but they're just super responsive to what you're asking from them, and they tend to jump out at you. So I just like right away you're gonna get like a message, which is really you know, it's really nice when you can feel very connected to, at least for me, this is my experience. Obviously, you know, everybody's experience is different, but for me, I find them to be extremely responsive and really incredibly deep. So if you are the kind of person who likes to go deep, likes to look at the hidden, the subconscious, these are definitely a must, I would say, to get. And very reasonable price. I got these for like $23. So for all this custom, you know, customization from this deck, these round cards, that's quite a really good price. So I've heard that some people complain about the fact that they are off-centered in the circle, or have some like printing issues, but this deck is perfect. I have no complaints, and the cards are quite a nice thickness in terms of the card stock. So I really have not any kind of negative things to say about that. So yeah, the things that I was picking up with this deck, it works at the heart or the root of the matter is what I was hearing, because I was trying to connect into, you know, who this deck is really would be best for, and who it's made for. So people that like to get to the root or the heart of the matter. This is a very apropos image that the artist chose. This clarity, this diamond, this, you know, faceted diamond, just really is very accurate to the energy of these cards, as it's really clear. I find that there's a lot of clarity with these cards. It works on the subconscious level, because what I found when I was using them 2 days ago is that I didn't even have to necessarily consciously digest the message. It was just sort of like, it just like went straight into my subconscious. And I felt clearer, I felt relieved, I felt more integrated, maybe even. So I just, like I said, I can't say enough good things about this. That's why I had to do this video, because I just couldn't. I was just blown away by the energy of these cards and how well they were working. So if you're definitely looking for something that gets to down into the subconscious, looking at the shadow, looking at the root cause of things, this deck is definitely something you should invest in. And I'm not being paid. I promise I'm not being paid by the artist. This is just my my own personal take on this deck. So they're very responsive to intentions, like I said. And I heard seeker and tarot reader. So, and I heard hermit. So if you're someone who's a seeker of knowledge, this is also a really good deck for you, because there's a lot of deep messages that come through. And yeah, so I wanted to pull some cards just to show you guys what I mean. And yeah, so I'll be right back, and I'm gonna shuffle, and we'll get to the messages. Okay, bye. Hi guys, I'm back. It didn't take long. Oh my gosh. So right away we flipped out these two cards, the Shadow and the Pilgrim, which goes right with what I was saying. Again, these cards are just so incredible, like spot on. I'm like, yep, that's what I said. So the Pilgrim, and I'm gonna read the cards out so you can just really get a feel for the book and how it sounds and how it looks with the messages. Did I miss it? There we go. So the Pilgrim, it says, the wanderer, traveler, apprentice. Oh, wow. Wow, guys. I was going to get into that. For the Pilgrim, an outward journey is always an inward journey. This archetypal wanderer seeks wisdom, experience, and meaning in the farthest reaches of the globe and the deepest regions of the spirit. Others will wander when the pilgrim will settle down and claim a more conventional life, but the pilgrim knows that the heart belongs in motion. Where there is motion, there is freedom, expansion and growth. Responsibilities, social conventions, and logistics lull us to sleep, and soon the pilgrim becomes veiled in the slumber of the day-to-day. Yet when this archetype awakens, it rallies our sense of adventure and leads us out the door towards a new reality. With the pilgrim at your side, you will never lack courage, nor do you need every amenity. Travel light, travel soon, your spirit needs it. So this can be talking about, the inward journey, like the hermit, and, seeking the wisdom within. And that's about going within and, looking at the places in our psyches and our consciousness that we don't often like to, travel to, or have been hidden from us, the shadow aspects of ourselves. So this deck is really saying that this deck likes to work with people who are into shadow work, into looking into the, into traveling into these places and looking for wisdom and searching for it within. And they are always striving to grow and learn and adapt and study new things and learn new things. So that's really cool. It's exactly kind of what I was feeling. So that's very validating. And we have, let's go to the shadow. Yeah, I want to also mention that the book is broken up into categories. So the first category is the selves, and then it goes into places and the tools, and then the very back here says the initiations, and those cards are some of the most interesting ones of the whole deck. Kind of my favorites. So let's read a shadow. Okay, the shadow, the unspeakable, the unwelcome, the denied. Although every card in the archetype deck has a shadow potential, this card asks us to delve into the qualities of the shadow itself. We often think that the shadow can be purified, illuminated, and made right through effort and achievement. However, it is typically the case that our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source of shadow material itself. By rejecting parts of ourselves and the world, we begin to separate from the whole. Rather than getting to know the qualities and content of our shadow, we busy ourselves with avoiding its presence. This is denial. When this card appears, it is time to take inventory of those things you've been denying. When the mind responds with, "No, anything but that," you are touching shadow. Find support for this deep inner work and move towards the shadow with patience and compassion. And it says, when light, revealing unconscious aspects of the self and the world; when dark, denying unconscious aspects of the self and world. So it has these also little blurbs on the sides that are helpful, and it gives you, if you want to go deeper, it'll like tell you a work of art or a book or a song or something. It's really neat. So let's go to the heart. It's in places, I think. There it is. It says, the heart, the home, the center, the throne. It is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in between. It is common for us to leave this archetypal center without realizing it, as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. When light, expansive, knowing, gentle clarity; when dark, fraught, tangled, and betrayed. And there's these two figures in here, the rowing the boat, which makes me think of, alignment, because if we are in a boat and we have two people paddling and one's paddling in a separate direction, we're not going to go very far. So we want alignment, we want cooperation, we want, to be on the same page with our own heart. That's what integration work can do. And so you guys, look at this. I mean, does this not make you think of the sword and the stone? And didn't it say something like The Apprentice? I don't know. It's like, just makes me think of that story, the sword and the stone, and like the person who can pull out the boy who pulls the sword out of the stone. He's the only one who can. So yeah, it's these cards are, before I read them, it just feels like, this truth cutting, clarity, and this alchemical symbol, right, of alchemy. bringing spirit into matter, bringing integration, bringing wholeness, transforming the lower into the exalted forms of things, like your shadow self, bringing it into the light, healing it, and integrating with it. Really neat. I love this. I love it. Okay, the sword. Let's find it. There we go. So it says, the sword, the knife, the blade, the weapon. To use the sword is to decide. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made, and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind and a willingness to act. An onlooker may think the sword bearer is hasty and violent, but the most compassionate and responsible gesture is one that is honest, swift, and accurate. Our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the cord we share with our mother is cut. This moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming ourself. We must make these cuts again and again if we are to grow. Decisions shape our life, and the sword is an infamous shaper of destiny. So, yeah, it's really interesting to me. It says swift and accurate. We often delay making decisions because we think we're being more compassionate, but actually, for example, if you wait a couple of years to break up with someone that that you probably should have, you knew in your heart that you were supposed to break up with, or felt that it wasn't going to work out in the end, or didn't see it going long term, or whatever, you had that inner knowingness, it is more compassionate to do it sooner rather than later and make a clean cut and make a swift decision. So I kind of like that. But in terms of, the question that I asked about who is the ideal person that would, this deck would like to work with, is people that are interested in clarity, interested in getting, to what is essential, what is, at the root of things, at the heart of things, and being clear, being concise. Cut out all of the frill. That's what I'm getting. All the mess, getting to the heart of it, getting to the core of it, addressing it at its source. This lightning bolt is really, a powerful symbol of directness and illumination. So it's definitely, this deck does not mess around. For sure. This deck is not for the faint of heart, but also for people, who want to really see the truth. If you're looking for that. And then let's look at this final card here, the stone. The stone. The stone, the eternal, the anchor, the rock. As an archetypal object, the stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of permanence, concreteness, and reliability. The stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us, as it changes ever so slowly over countless human lifespans. A single stone may see thousands of generations come and go, and therefore it contains an ancient and eternal presence. The stone is best used to anchor our wild side, so no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. The stone tethers us to the earth, helping us to ground and connect us to stillness, quiet, and peace. When this appears, it is likely the stone is a remedy for what ails us. Humble and easily unnoticed, the power of the stone balances the frenzy of our world. When light, steadfast, loyal, committed, present. When dark, weighted down, holding back, cold. And it says, in the Jewish tradition, stones are left at graves rather than flowers. Sit with this vision for a moment and see what unfolds. So this is telling me, people that this actually helps ground, this deck actually helps ground spiritual information into the physical. That's what I'm hearing. It concretizes, it solidifies messages or knowledge or wisdom, and it helps you move forward and be practical with this knowledge. And I definitely feel that, it's sometimes you can get information from decks and like 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, I'm like, what was the message again? It's like, it was there and it's gone. But with this, it's like, the images are so, I don't know, they kind of stick with you. They're easy to sort of remember. That it's easy for me to call back and sort of go, okay, that was the gist, that was the energy, that was the message, and it kind of, it sticks with you. So that's what was the little tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't really normally do, my channel is not gonna be like review deck, reviewing card decks, but I just love this one so much, and I thought, maybe other people would be interested in it and knowing about it, knowing its existence, in case you want it for your own use. And thank you for joining me. I'm so glad to have so many new followers and subscribers, and I'm really looking forward to expanding and growing, and I'm definitely going to be doing more of those collective readings in the future. I hope some of you found that one helpful. I'm going to try to play around with that and see if I can get more concise and work with the energies in a way that I can deliver deeper messages, more clear guidance, because it was kind of an overwhelming experience. It like stuck with me, and I was having crazy dreams that night, and maybe I didn't clear my energy well enough before I went to sleep, but maybe it was a good thing I didn't, because that lets me know that I was really tapping into some deeper energies there that even I needed to really absorb and integrate and listen to the advice for myself. So it was really a good experience, and I'm gonna do more for sure. So thank you so much for joining me if you stayed to the end. And I will see you again soon, guys. Love you. Bye.